that you know where to go to get everything that you need for this challenge. So we are here, February 4th. Today, we are talking about how to use retail to get new students. Mr. Metzger kicked it off with the programming product for profit. Last week, we went over the packages, and today, all about new students. If for whatever reason you have to hop off early today, you can go into the school platform, go under the classroom area, and we will have the recordings up before the end of today. So if you need to bounce a little early, don't worry, you'll still get all of the information that you need. This is also where you can grab all of the previous recordings, as well as all of the amazing assets that the Maya team has put together for you. All of the things you need to host your seminars, whether it's a blocker seminar, a target seminar, a Wave Master. And also, I thought this was super awesome of Maya to provide. They even gave you all of your pricing sheets with the basic program and the option A, B, C, and D. So you can also help increase the retail packages that are coming in. As a reminder, you guys get 15% off of the square hand targets, the curved Muay Thai pad, and the curved punch mitts. This is going on until February 23rd, okay? I'll drop the link here in a second for you, but make sure you get these orders in so you can get an additional 15% off of wholesale. So it's not just 15% off the retail, it's 15% off of wholesale. Shout out to Mr. Dillard for getting this set up for everybody that is a part of the challenge. And last kind of housekeeping, we are having our All Systems Go event March 28th and 29th. This is 2 days. One of the things that I think makes it really unique is that we actually have 3 different tracks. We have a main room, we have an instructor training room, and then we have a program director room. So there's really something for you, and if you have staff, to bring your staff to. It's an amazing 2 days. Mr. Metzger, do you want to kind of talk about the credits and the hotel room and what that's going to look like before we dive into the content?
Yeah, so it's $299 to attend. And if you purchase a ticket to the event and you're a non-Maya Elite member, if you have not been to an Elite event and you purchase a ticket, Century will reimburse you that $299 in the form of a Century credit. But you'll purchase the ticket, you'll go to the event, you'll go to the Century booth, let them know you're there, meet Mr. Dillard and the Century team, and then they will make a note to credit your account. The other thing is Maya will also take care of one-night hotel room for you. And that's not in the form of any credit. We'll just pick up your one-night hotel room. When you book your room, you just got to let one of the Maya team members know. You can get all the information when you scan how to contact us and get with us. But look, March 28th and 29th, Friday, Saturday, we start at 12 o'clock on Friday. We're done by 2 o'clock on Saturday. So literally you can fly in or drive in Friday morning and leave Saturday afternoon. So it's, I mean, you gotta experience it to understand how powerful it is for you and your business. And the last thing I want to say is if you don't have staff and you're coming by yourself, attendees will get access to the recordings of all the different rooms. So you really won't miss anything by not being able to be in 3 rooms at once.
And Mr. Metzger, something to make sure to clarify, somebody had asked me that offer, we're enticing people that have never been before, their first time to attend one of these events. It's not that we're going to reimburse every single person.
That is correct.
I wish we could do that, but you know, we have to have events, we have to pay the bills. But if you're new and you want to experience this, you never have. I mean, that's how much we really, I believe that it will change your business forever. And ultimately that's what we want. So that's why we're trying to do this offer, and that's why we're trying to get people there and help, you know, mitigate your guys' investment.
And just so we're clear, that's a $299 credit per martial arts school that has never been to an event. Not like if you're a martial arts school and you're bringing 5 people, you're not getting reimbursed for all 5 people that have not been to an event. It's a $299 credit per school that goes. So if you brought 2 people, You'd get one $2.99 credit. You'd be paying the other $2.99 for the second person that's attending. But I mean, I don't know what to say. If you're on here and you want to grow your school and you've been stuck, we just know how to help. We know how to help you. So that's all there is about that.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive in using retail to get new students. Mr. Metz.
So today, I want you to really pay attention to the details because it's very, very simple. There's one slide we're going to show you today, just so you can make your own graphic. You're going to get this graphic, but I'm going to explain two different things on where we leverage retail to get new students. Now, sometimes when I tell you that I think we are the best in the industry at helping schools grow, that sounds very arrogant, right? Until you hear why I think we are the best. The reason I think we are the best at helping schools in this industry, and nobody knows the business like the Maya consultants, is because of the format of doing one-on-one consulting. And when you do one-on-one and you're talking and having a conversation with one school owner at a time, over 20 years of doing this with over 1,000 schools with all the consultants all over the world, we learn things from everybody. We learn. So today, you're going to learn something that I learned from a client that I consulted 15 years ago. And I'll always give credit. Maybe some of you on here know him. His name is Brian Maurer out of Baltimore. And I consulted him 15 years ago. And he was telling me about how he does this referral program. And I said, this is really a great idea. And one of the things that we do in Maya, we don't give you hypotheticals. If somebody tells me, and Miss Rodriguez, can you just mute Miss Sheila there and anyone else, or Perry or somebody? Just mute. There you go. Thank you. So if somebody tells me that they're doing something in their school that works, I've been in this industry long enough to where maybe it works because you're in a very highly populated area. Maybe it works because you're in a very high income area. Maybe it works because you just have some kind of personality where it works for you. So I don't get something from a client and then just start teaching it. I get something from a client and then I test it out in all of my schools. And I have 9 schools. And if it's consistent and we see universally that this really works, then what we do is we systemize that to then teach it and put it into part of the Maya system. This is one of those things that just works really well. And again, it's leveraging your retail to get new students. So Mr. Perry, can we pull that slide up? So let me just show you the slide first. There it is. That's what you want to use. That's the slide. No, I'm kidding. There we go. All right. So look, this is very simple, right? This would be like a postcard size, or you can make it like a gift certificate size. But it's called White Belt in a Bag, right? And if you look at it, it says free. What's in the bag? Your white belt, your certificate for a free uniform, and a free month of martial arts lessons. Now, Perry, bring me back. So here's the concept. Now, we have a couple different versions of this. This started out for the holidays, for just the holidays, like the Christmas time holidays in December, where we would make a gift certificate, like, this size. We would get bags, little wine bags from uline.com. That's the letter U, Line.com, uline.com, little white wine bags. And then we'd get tissue paper. We would order white belts from Century, unless you just have white belts, because some people take white belts out. And then what we would do is we would put these white belts in the bag with the tissue paper, and we would use green and red tissue paper, put the white belt in there, and then a certificate in there that says, Happy Holidays. Congratulations on receiving your first martial arts belt. Bring this in for a free month of martial arts uniform, free month of martial arts lessons. and a official martial arts uniform to go along with your first belt. Then what we would do is we would align these up on a table in our school. At the end of every single class, we would say to our students, guys, we have a gift that you can take if you'd like, that you can give to whoever you'd want to give this gift to. If you notice on the back tables, there are a bunch of bags. And in that bag is a white belt, a certificate for a free month of lessons, and a uniform. And you could write your name on there and gift this to whoever you want. Maybe you have a friend. And then we would get the power of suggestion. We would have them raise their hand. How many of you have a friend that you'd want to give a free month of martial arts lessons where they get a uniform for the holidays as a holiday gift from you? How many have a friend? Raise your hand. They raise their hand. How many of you have a neighbor? Raise your hand. How many of you have someone you work with that maybe you'd want to take one of these to and give it? Raise your hand. Okay, at the end of class, we would tell them at the end of class, go back and grab a bag, pull the white belt out. There are Sharpies there. Write whoever it is that you want. So I want you to be thinking who you may want to give this to and write their name on the white belt. Put the white belt back in the bag, then take the bag and then give it to whoever that person is that you want to gift. Now, why did I initially think this was such a great idea? Number one, the best referral program that you can have, or if some of you have VIP passes or things that you give to students to give to a friend, the reason, the number one reason why those don't work very well is because the pass never makes it to its destination. If you've ever given out passes or stuff to students to hand out or give to a friend, you had to have found these on your floor in your school or in the parking lot, walking out at the end of the night. They get wrinkled, they get thrown on a table. Not the bags. When they write the person's name on a belt and the presentation is there, number one, we know that there's a very high probability this is going to make it to its destination, which is whoever that person is that they want to gift martial arts. Number two, when somebody receives this from a friend, a coworker, a neighbor, they are more apt to at least come in and try it because they feel, I'm assuming, right? They would feel bad not to do it. Now, why am I assuming that? Well, because we get a much higher percentage return of these bags than we ever did by handing out VIP passes to our students. Now, how does that tie into retail? Well, you're gonna technically give away a lot more uniforms. Now, if you're a BJJ school or something, you would not do a uniform. You would have to do a t-shirt or something that's not $100 and some that you're spending. But if you're a traditional karate school, taekwondo school, where we give away a uniform. Why? Because the only way you get a uniform is if you walk into my school and start taking classes. Now, this had become so successful for a lot of our Maya Elite clients over the holidays that we have several clients now that every single time someone enrolls in their school, they say, and by the way, congratulations on enrolling. We're so excited to have you. By the way, here are 2 gift baskets. We call it our white belt in a bag, where if you have a friend or someone you know that you feel can benefit from martial arts, you just write their name on the white belt, and then you can give that to them, and they have a certificate to come in to get a free month of martial arts lessons and an official martial arts uniform as a gift from you to them. So now I have students that do it every time someone enrolls, and they give out, I have clients rather, that give these out to their people that enroll every single time, okay? So I don't know if I talked a lot about a referral program before, but the number one thing about a referral program is your customers have to know that you have one. That's the biggest thing. So when you do these and then when you have one, nobody's thinking about you most likely once they walk out of your school, unless they're excelling or their child's excelling and, they're not talking. when you give them these bags with the tissue paper and the belt and the certificate and they write someone's name on it, more than likely it's going to reach the destination. And that is the key to getting more people in your door. That's number one. On the uniform's a big deal. So now look, some of you may say, but I just love this idea. I'm just going to do a white belt and a certificate for a free month of martial arts lessons. You can, but that's not the system. Why do I know that? Because I've had clients that tried to save the money and not do a uniform, and they just weren't as successful as everybody else. So the system is bring this in to receive your uniform to go along with your first martial arts belt and 4 weeks of classes. Now, anytime somebody comes in on an example, a 4-week program, you do not wait until the end of the 4 weeks to then try to enroll them. Everyone that comes in on a trial, you say, one of the things that we'd like to do is set up a progress check appointment with you after your 3rd class, because we'd love to give you some feedback. And by the way, after you have a few classes, you may have some questions for us, and we'd love some feedback from you. So when would you like to set that up? And we schedule it during their 3rd class. Now, typically for us, if you're coming in on a trial or a basic program, you come 2 days a week. So if you're on a 4-week trial and you come to your 3rd class for that appointment, you're in your 2nd week of 4 weeks. That's where we will do the conversion. And the conversion is this simple. Mrs. Johnson, how are you enjoying the program? If it's a child, we say, and how is Johnny enjoying the program? Then the 3rd question is, well, I know that when you came in and we talked before your trial started, you had said you wanted to get in shape, or you wanted more focus for your child, or discipline, or whatever it is. Can you see how this program is really going to be able to help you with that, with whatever that is? So I'm enjoying it. He or she is enjoying it. Yes, I can see how this can really help. Well, look, now listen to this detail. I say this is called a soft sell. If this is something you decide to continue doing, would you like to know how you can save money on your program if you decide to enroll? That is a yes answer. None of you on here would say, no, I don't really want to know how I can save money if I decide to enroll. You wouldn't say that. You'd say yes. So when they say yes, that's when we say, well, let me tell you about the program. Now, again, this is not a seminar format on the 4-step enrollment process. We may have touched on it. I do a lot of webinars, so I don't know if it was on this webinar, but I'd have you on here for 5 hours because there's steps. But however you do an enrollment, this is where you would go for the enrollment. And maybe you say, we'll take, what we typically do is say, you came in on a free 4 weeks. Typically, we charge $49 for a 4-week trial. But if you want to enroll now, we'll double that as a credit and give you $100 off the program. Plus, you still have 2 weeks left on your trial. So we're still going to give you those 2 weeks. Your first payment won't start until the 3rd week. Would you like to take advantage of that savings and enroll now? I would never say, so do you want to sign up? Do you want to sign up now? No. Would you like to take advantage of that savings and enroll now? Okay. So I asked them if they'd like to take advantage of that savings. My point is if they say no, and by the way, there's either a yes or a no. It doesn't matter to me if I got to talk to my spouse. I got to talk to I got to do this. Let me talk to my son. It's yes or no as far as I'm concerned. They either signed up or they didn't. So if they don't, we tell all the instructors, we have meetings every morning. Hey, by the way, I presented the program to Johnny or whoever it is. They didn't enroll. Let's make sure that they're not lost. They're getting the attention that we want to give to all of our clients, because I will touch base with them again in a week. Well, by the way, if you wait till the end of a trial, a lot of you like to do a 1-week trial for $9.95 or 2 classes for this. That's awesome. But if you don't get them to enroll in the first time they come in, and you wait until the last time that they come in, and you miss them, or they got to think about it, what do you do now? They're done. So now you're just playing phone tag. Hey, I just wanted to follow up, see if you were still interested. I don't like doing that. They get 4 weeks, or they paid for 4 weeks, depending on the trial. The second week, I'm going to try to get you. If I don't, people want to get their money's worth or their time that they got. They still are going to high chance come in for the remainder of the 2 weeks. I still have a few at bats to try to see if I can provide enough value to get them to change their mind and enroll. That is the system in a very short nutshell on why we do that. Now, the second way we use retail to help us leverage new students. Just put in the chat box. I'm just curious. How many of you have ever had a table at an event outside of your martial arts school where you had demos or you were, trying to get leads at an event? How many people have done that? Yes, yes. You have one this Saturday, Miss Chapman. Good. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, you have. Okay. And I was expecting a lot of these yeses. Mr. Alvarez, you will after I talk about this. So listen, here's the biggest mistake people make. If you go to an event, whether it's a farmer's market, a Halloween event, a Christmas parade, I don't know, wherever you go. First of all, you do understand that all of the people that are going to that event, that fair, or wherever you're at, they're not going there because they're interested in martial arts. We all understand that, right? Okay. So number one, you need something to attract people to your table. That could be a big bowl of candy. That could be hit Bob, 20 times in 10 seconds. That could be, some people have bounce houses behind their thing. Some people have a breakable. Some people have a cotton candy machine where they're doing. So number one, you got to get people to your table. Number two, you got to get out as many passes as possible. So the second thing is, everyone that's walking by, hey guys, how are you today? We just have this martial arts special going on. How are you? So everyone's getting, for example, 4 weeks for $49. Train in the martial arts for 4 weeks for only $49. But on my table, I have some uniforms. If I can engage in a conversation, right? Or I get people to come to the booth. Hey, how are you today? Hey, have you ever thought about martial arts before? I just want to let you know, because we're at this event today, here we are doing a special. It's 4 weeks for $49. However, now here's the detail. For those of you who've done booths, I'm sure most of you collected leads. I'm not interested in leads, because you guys know that if you get 150 leads, 125 of them are not even going to answer the call. The other people aren't even going to set an appointment, and some are going to set an appointment, and it's a lot of work and a lot of time. I don't want leads. I want appointments. I want appointments. Okay. So what I say is, and the leverage is this, by the way, if this is something you ever thought of doing for yourself or your child, if you set an appointment with us today, we take half off our offer. So instead of 4 weeks for $49, it's 4 weeks for only $25. And you'll get a free martial arts uniform just for setting an appointment today. Would you like to set an appointment? And there's no obligations. By the way, you don't have to pay the $25 till you come in, do a class. And if you decide at that point that you want to do the special, it's only $25, and then we will fit you for a uniform. Would you like to take advantage of the special we're doing today and set an appointment now? And now what I do is I fill my appointment book for Monday. If I'm doing a booth on a Saturday or a Sunday, I want to fill it as soon as possible, Monday. If not Monday, I'm in Tuesday. When you start getting to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you're going to have a lower show rate. The emotion has worn off. So my point is, we use the uniforms. We do not give away the uniform when they set the appointment at the event. They get the uniform when they show up, try a class, and pay the $25. Then they'll get the uniform. The uniforms on the table are just for aesthetic, for display, to show them they will get an official martial arts uniform just for setting an appointment. Now what I do on my phone calls, it's organized. Now I just got to do reminder and confirmation calls for their appointment. And we tell them, we'll give you a call between this time and this time, just as a courtesy and a reminder. What's the best number to reach you between 12 and 3 p.m. on Monday? And typically we get a number where they'll respond, okay? As opposed to calling leads and just saying, hey, met you at the fair, gave you a pass at the fair, you signed up. Oh, it was your wife that was. So appointments. So today, right, I hope that I gave you, I told you this was going to be a little simple. And I said at the very beginning of this 3 weeks ago, or when we started this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that I didn't want to do things that are going to overwhelm you. I wanted to try to keep things simple that you could just start doing. So somebody on here said, Ms. Chapman said, I have a table this Saturday. Well, this Saturday, how hard is it now, if you guys are going to have a booth, to set appointments as opposed to be proud that you got all these leads that you guys know just don't answer the phone. And if they do answer, you got to follow up and follow up and follow up. I mean, you're never getting people on the first call, right? And there's a system to lead follow-ups too. But my point is set appointments, use the uniforms as leverage. Use the uniforms as leverage as the white belt in the bag. And I promise your enrollments are not going to go down from doing this. They will only go up. And it's very easy, very, very simple. So with that, Ms. Chris, Mr. Mike, do you guys have any thoughts, anything you want to interject? And does anyone have any questions on specifically the white belt in a bag or the offsite booths that we use uniforms for to leverage getting the appointment? By the way, the uniform is what there's 4 steps of selling, everybody. 4 steps of selling. Number 1, the reason. State the reason. The reason I'm engaging with the customer right now. Hey, I don't know if you ever thought about martial arts for your child. It's a great way to get in shape, get exercise, get fitness, whatever. So I got to have the reason. That's step 1. Step 2 is I got to paint a picture. You know, this is really a great activity to meet new people, to have fun while getting in shape, learning self-defense. I got to paint a picture. Step 3 is a call to action. You have to have something to get them to act now. In this example, it's the uniforms. It's the uniforms and half price on the trial. And step 4, you got to close the sale. You got to close it. And the sale in this example is just getting them to set an appointment. The close is not trying to get them enticed to enroll and try to sell them on my entire program. All I want them to do is set an appointment. So, do you charge the first month in addition to the down payment, or does the first monthly payment start the following month? Great question. When we enroll somebody, so you guys want a great way to present this. So this is a detail. If you looked at my pricing structure, for example, our option D is in dog, D, is $199 down and 12 payments of $169. Okay, so forget about trials right now for a minute. If you pay the down payment, you enroll $199. If I say it's $199 plus you got to make your first payment of $169, I believe that that's creating a barrier that I don't need. That's a lot. So I don't do that. Number 2, if I say it's $199 down and in 2 weeks, your first draft of $169 is going to come out, I believe that presentation presents a barrier. And I don't like that. Now watch the difference. What we do say is, which option do you want to go with? Option D. Okay, it's just $199. Boom, great. And by the way, we're very flexible with people. We know people get paid at different times of the month. So today is, what's today? The 4th? Today's the 4th. So we're very flexible. What would be more convenient for you? Would you like your first payment to be on the 15th or the 20th, and then it'll just be on the 15th or 20th of every month? Which would be more convenient? And then people will think about when they get paid and they'll say, you know, let's do the 15th or let's do the 20th. So I still get the first payment 2 weeks later. It's just how we present it. So if some of you are not having success, okay, by the way, belt size does not matter. Yes, Belt size does not matter. We just get a generic size, a size 3. I mean, you could get whatever you want. Either we'll do 1 wrap around somebody, 2 wraps, right? It's just for presentation. My point that I was saying is some of you may try things and say, this doesn't work for me. And then if we talk, hey, do you do offsite booths? Yeah, it doesn't work. Wow, it works for me. Hey, do you do martial art birthday parties? Yeah, they never work for us to get new students. Wow, they really work for me. Hey, do you guys do a referral program? Yes, we don't get any referrals. Wow, it really does for me. It sounds like we're doing the same thing, but why are we getting different results? It's because of presentation. And those are the details that we try to focus on. And that is also why in our My Elite program, we do one-on-one consulting. If anyone on here wants to start a consulting company and you want to do one-on-one, do it. Just understand that you can't scale it very much because it's one-on-one. If you do group consulting, I can have 1,000 people and just do this. But this can only help you so much. This is an overview and concepts that's going to help you. But everybody on here has a different challenge. So I need to specifically work with you one-on-one. And if somebody wants to scale this, sure, we could scale this. I could start trying to bring on more consultants, but eventually it's going to get watered down because not all the consultants have the systems the same way. And so I've been doing this over 20 some years. My main goal is to help you, the school owners in the industry, more so than to scale this company. Maya, I mean, sorry, Mikey. But we know how to help schools grow. We just do. So
we're here because we want to help the industry. I mean, that's what it boils down to. So
thank you. I mean, and you know what, Mikey? I don't know if they believe us when we say that.
I don't know either. We go back and forth all the time. It's not a profitable endeavor. It's what the world needs: more martial arts schools, and if we can help you guys, then
it really is. And so my point is it's in the presentation that makes all the difference in the world. And you've heard the saying, small details equal big results. Well, the white belt in a bag, guys, let's not confuse it. All it is a referral program. That's all it is. But it's a more effective presentation of a referral program to yield a higher percentage of results. That's one example, right? So does anyone else have any questions for us? Now, next week and the next week, and by the way, let me just say this. I want to point this out. We got 84 people on this right now. Last week we had, do you remember, 140?
150.
150? 150. And this is how it goes, right? Congratulations to all of you, just to see if maybe there's something you could pick up and learn. But that is the issue with people in general. We're busy, we get distracted, we quit martial arts, right? What you're doing increases your chances of being successful as opposed to not being on this. Not just ours, but anything you can do. But there is something called information overload. There could be just, and that's why I wanted to keep this simple. I can give you so much information, you won't know where to start. And that's just not effective. So I specifically wanted to give you simple things that don't take a lot of energy. And if it didn't work for you the first time, you didn't lose a lot of energy or money. You just keep trying to refine it until you get it. And once you get it, you got it forever. And now it'll work. Now it's a system, right? So,
and I think it's important, you guys are all here and it takes the effort to be here. If you think, Century team members, the Century executives, we're doing things like this all the time too, to help our own business. Everybody needs help. Everybody needs exposure to continue learning. You've got to try these things yourself and implement things, or else, if you get stuck doing the same thing over and over again, then you're just slowly going to fall by the wayside. So we've got to continue to learn, continue to grow.
I'm sorry, Mikey.
Go ahead.
There's some questions coming up. If you have an ongoing referral program, do you give the reward for the belt in a bag? So you have to have a standard. So I'm very conscious. So listen, I am overly sensitive and conscious of spending your money. Let me give you an example. You're not getting the bags for free. You're probably not getting the white belts for free. There's a cost associated with this. You're not getting the uniforms for free. So this is something for you to try, where if you start seeing the return, now you'll believe and understand it's an investment for you. You're not losing money. One other example, and then I'm going to answer the question, is so many people will call me and say, sir, can you help me negotiate? We help people negotiate leases. I think all of you know by now that Mr. Silverman and I have a commercial real estate company, and we're landlords, and we have many buildings in a lot of states, and we do that. So we'll help people negotiate leases, but what they'll say is, I want to expand my school, or I want to move to a larger location. The first question I ask them is, how many students do you have, and how many square feet is your current location? 9 times out of 10, I will deter them, even though some people, I burst their bubble and devastate them because they're all excited about a bigger school. But it's not necessary. You're just not understanding how to maximize the square footage that you have and maximize the student count. So before I tell you how to negotiate a lease and have a higher rent, more expense, when it's not necessary, I try to keep you where you're at and teach you how to maximize the space you're in. And I'll let you know when it's time we need to expand. Now, why is that relevant? Because the referral program is this typically. Either A, you have a prize wheel set up in your school that says referral prize wheel, spin and win. That's simple. And it's always there. Why is it always there? Because the only way you spin that wheel is if you refer somebody. But what did I say is the number one key of a referral program? Your customers need to know you have one. So if you have a prize wheel that's on display that says referral prize wheel, spin and win, and you have a $20 spot, a couple 20s, a $50 spot, maybe 2 50s, one $100 spot, a couple $10 spots, it's always there. So every time I come in, I want to spin that wheel. Well, if you refer a new member, you get to spin the wheel. So that's a standard thing. And you don't pay out money until someone refers someone that enrolls. So when they enroll, you can afford to give away a referral reward. That's number one. Number two, very simple. If you don't have the money right now to spend on a prize wheel, it's as simple as this: a $50 Amazon gift card or a $75 credit to the Pro Shop anytime you refer a new member to our school that enrolls. Now, you got to make sure you understand the presentation. Parents, we have been so blessed and so appreciative because so many of you over the years have referred new members to our school that we decided we want to show how grateful we are. And just as an appreciation, what we're going to do is anytime one of you refer a member to our school that enrolls, just as a way of saying thank you and showing grateful and also making it more exciting for some of you, we're going to gift you with a $50 Amazon gift card or a $75 gift card to the Pro Shop or anything in our catalog. And again, it's just our way of showing appreciation. We appreciate it so much. That's the way you present a referral program. So you can make the announcements every class if you're just ticking that off. And every time you enroll somebody, you let them know, but the way I'm going into seminar format, but I'm going to end with this. The way we do that when someone enrolls is even if we know, hey, and by the way, who referred you to our school? Oh, no, I saw your social media ad, or I was just driving by. Oh, no problem. The reason we ask is, over 80% of our new students come from referrals. And we always like to ask because anybody that refers a new member, as a way of showing appreciation and a way of saying thank you, we always like to give them credit. And what we do is we give them like 50. All I'm doing is planting the seed for this person now. And by the way, if you know anyone, here's 3 VIP passes. Well, that doesn't take you any money. So that could be a standard program. But if you find that the white belt in a bag works for you well, and there's a high return, that could be your standard program. So I hope I answered that question. Then there's another one. What's your suggestion? Oh, okay, let me get that in a minute. I have a small school, seems to be pretty cost effective, okay. With the belt in a bag, would you suggest selling it as we only have 15 belts to give your friends, or would you rather not limit it? It's a great question. Some people have said they've sold the white belts in a bag for like $5. I've never done it. We've given them out. We give them, we let everybody take one. If they get rid of one and they do it, we let them know we'll give you, excuse me, another bag if you have somebody else you'd like to gift once you get rid of the one. But we've never sold them, but I've had clients that have done that. And what's your suggestion for students per square feet? That's a great question, and I can't answer that depending on your style. It's different for BJJ. It's different if you do weapons. However, I can tell you that I've had two schools that were 2,000. One was 2,000, one was 2,100 square feet, over 350 students, grossing over 70,000 a month consistently with not 2,100 square feet of mat space. 2,100 square feet is the entire school. By the way, with 350 plus students, we desperately wanted to expand. So our limit was like 350 students in 2,000 square feet, classes starting at 3:30 and going all the way till 9 o'clock at night, you know, and maximizing the schedule. And there's a right way and a better way to do a class schedule. That's a whole different seminar. But my point is that is maximizing your space. But when people call me and say, sir, I have 3,000 square feet, we have 140 students, we really need to expand. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else from Miss Chris or Mr. Mike?
No, other than we will get the white belt in a bag up in the school platform for you guys in Canva template, so you can start getting those printed and put in, and the recording will be up before the end of the day.
And then somebody said, where can I find a replay from last week? We had a family emergency. This is the first time I could participate.
Yeah, so inside of the school platform, you can find all of the recordings. If you're not in our school platform, you're not going to be able to find the recordings. I'll drop the link here in a second, but go to Classroom, go to Recordings, and here it is, Packages. You'll hit play, and you'll be good to go. And then today's recording will be uploaded in here.
And that's a powerful platform, you guys. We haven't been as active as the 30,000 students event, I feel like, in there with everybody in here, but that's your direct line of communication to myself, Chris, Mr. Metzger. And if you guys have any questions or, I don't know, need to address anything, put it in there, and it pings directly to my cell phone. So I will do my best to answer as many things as I can. Again, we have the 15% off on the targets to help with the seminar. That is just an across the board deal. So there's no promo code or anything like that that you're going to need to put in for this one. Mr. Bolts and some other people have asked me about custom targets. I gonna put this onto our call center, but that's gonna have to be a call in only because of how we have to deal with the artwork and things like that. But we're gonna try to honor a discount. I don't know if it's gonna be up to 15%, but we'll get you guys the best deal we can to help support the event, help get you guys what you need.
I'm excited about next week. Please take the week, come up with questions, guys. Questions, because that's where you really learn a lot, because some of you will ask questions that is universal as far as challenges, and a lot of people aren't comfortable asking questions. So you may hear some answers that are really going to help you out. So I'm excited about the next week, hear how things are going, answer any of your questions. And I'd love to meet you guys at the event at the end of March. I mean, I don't know why somebody wouldn't sign up with the offer that's on the table. I don't know, unless you just couldn't make it or you hate traveling, which I can respect that, right? But would love to meet some of you. Go ahead, Mikey.
I don't ever like to, I like to cover all the bases with product too. So I do remember we do have a product that's called the Buddy Shield, and the Buddy Shield was, it's for jiu-jitsu, and it helps with kids and positioning things and how kind of class gets crazy with kind of kids having partners and things. I'm gonna bring that into this discount so that we can do. We can't customize that product, but I'm gonna make us a deal about the details, so that way anybody who's in a jiu-jitsu school can also center some things around it. And my son also does jiu-jitsu. This product in particular, it's cost effective, and you can send parents home with it, so they actually have something that's, you know, the same size as your child to practice their moves and to do positions on. So it's kind of like a grappling dummy, but smaller. But that way everybody's included and everybody's got something to center things around.
Very, very cool. And I see some of the people would love to be there. Of course, there's a wedding or you have graduations. Totally get that. And the next event will be in the mid-July. The difference is there's reasons. So this event in March, you're going to be prepared and set up as we go over the stuff in March to have a record summer, because for most of you, summer is slow. So, you know, and in July, we're going to be focusing on the back to school time and all the systems to make sure you have a record back to school season. And then we have another one in October, which will be setting up for, you will have a record December if you're at the October event. However, this is a private elite event. So the My Elite Conference, if you're not an elite member, I believe, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, Perry, if you're not a My Elite member, you're allowed to come twice in your lifetime to just really experience it. After you've come twice, you can't keep coming because it's for elite members only. And we only started allowing outside people to come to these events just in the last few years. For 20 years, practically, it was just closed for elite members. But we just know how powerful it is. We've had meetings and we thought, you know what, we'll let people attend twice. Why? Because if you're serious about growing, I'll just call it out. When you see what we do, there's a high likelihood you're going to want to sign up to be a My Elite member. I'm just calling it. And we don't do it's not like we're pushing you in, we're getting you in corners. We don't. We believe in the value that we provide. So we just know that a high percentage of people end up jumping in the program because of the experience. And you're going to see 400 to 500 martial arts professionals there. And by the way, we do, you know, other people in the industry, which I'm friends with all of them. If we did one event a year, we'd probably be pulling 1,000. We do 3 a year consistently, 400 to 500 people 3 times a year, every year for the last 20 some years. I don't know if anybody else really does that. 400 to 500 people 3 times a year. You know, so I think we're the best kept secret. Chris is the CEO of GrowPro Digital Marketing. Chris, how much have we marketed Maya Elite in the last 10 years since you've been with us?
Maya Elite specifically? Not really.
Not really. We're like the best kept secret in the industry. We haven't. But I did tell Chris a month ago, hey, maybe we should start running ads for Maya Elite. Like, you know, but we don't advertise Maya Elite. We've advertised events in the last couple of years, but we didn't advertise Maya Elite. So we appreciate you all so much for just spending your time and being on here. And like I said, I hope some of you learned something, but more importantly, I hope some of you at least execute or implement a couple things that you did learn. And knowledge is forever. So you have this forever. Okay. So there it is. So thank you guys so much. Chris, anything else?
No, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Get your questions prepped and we appreciate you.
Thank you guys. Take care.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.